Hello everyone, Twisted with the Opener Sorcery here, and today we are going ahead and, if you guys happen to watch the last video on Netica, we are pretty much going to be doing the same sort of thing here, but with a different entity of an angelic nature. Now granted, this one is considered as a fallen angel. The entity that we are going to go ahead and be, how do I put it, giving exposure to, going ahead and shedding some light on and communicating different aspects of themselves is Mastema. Now, in a similar fashion to beforehand of how we, and by we I mean Devi and I, came across Mastema was by utilizing the text The Encyclopedia of Angels by Rosemary Geely and doing a bit of bibliomancy with it. So, with that, when we went ahead and found Mastema in the text Encyclopedia of Angels, we actually went ahead and, in reading this, like, okay, interesting, because it wasn't necessarily, like, the way that they are described in the Encyclopedia of Angels is rather maleficent, right? So I'll go ahead and just give a little, the first, let's go with the first paragraph here. So, angel of evil, hostility, adversity, and destruction, the accuser, a prince of demons and injustice. The proper name of Mastema comes from the same Hebrew noun, which means hostility. Its use in two references in the Old Testament. And apparently it says also in here that, Mastema is referenced in the Qumran text, as well as in Jubilees, also. According to lore, Mastema was once the angel of the Lord who delivered the punishments of the Lord and became demonized. So, that's actually a pretty good section to bring up because, in coming across Mastema within the Encyclopedia of Angels, we went ahead and, ask some questions through the tarot cards of Devi to this entity to get their side of the story. To go ahead and ask, okay, where is it that they're coming from? Why is it that they wish to have their story told and to have us, interact and them on all that sort of thing. So, let me go ahead and read what we got from this. Now, I will go ahead and note that when doing these readings when going ahead and doing these readings, Devinium went ahead and mentally and independently called upon Uriel for clarity and protection, being that this entity, has the demonic sort of connotation before we actually went ahead and asked any questions. So, pretty much, we went ahead and did that divination, and what we found was that, yes, Mastema is in fact a fallen angel, and the reason why is because they stopped following Yahweh, or in the Gnostic lens, the Demiurge, Yaldabaoth, depends on your perspective when it comes to the patriarchal entity of the Abrahamic faith. And pretty much what else we found was that Mastema is very much a feminine sort of entity and likes pretty things. And at the present moment is very much having a generous nature, likes helping others as an independent figure, as opposed to being bossed around. So pretty much like, hey, look, are you going to boss Mastema around to go ahead and help you out with something? No, probably not. But, if they wish to do it of their own will, they'll go ahead and help you out if they deem you worthy or deem you as a chill person. And, according to Devi, they come across as Aphrodite-esque. And it seems that, just like as described in the Encyclopedia of Angels by Rosemary Geely, once again, I don't know what the proper pronunciation of her name is, but they seem to have been demonized due to their persona and not following the Demiurge. And, has a middle path sort of approach to things It's not like, going completely left-hand path or anything like that. And of course, definitely not going right-hand path. So yeah. And what else we found was that they are looking for collaboration and teamwork. So with Devi and I, and of course with anyone else who wishes to go ahead and do so with them. And of course, I will put a caveat that, just like mentioned in the last video with Nitika, that you should go ahead and do so with respect, tolerance, and understanding with any sort of entity, regardless of their designation as angel or demon, god, goddess, nymph, familiar, whatever the case may be. And, we also went and asked, hey, look, were the negative sort of actions stated, in the text something that they used to do? And we got back that this used to be past behavior, but no longer. And is the reason why they've, taken themselves away from that sort of negative activity due to falling more so into obscurity. And let's see. From this, we can see that. Hold on one moment. All right here, yes. So, let's see. They hit a sort of rock bottom. Fear of change, playing it safe, and not wanting to engage with them any longer has gone ahead and been the catalyst for them to go ahead and change up their approach of things. And, pretty much you went ahead and asked Uriel what they thought of Mastema. And what we found was that Uriel observed that they were passionate as well as courageous, that there's a bit of unfairness and a little bit slight dishonesty at times when it comes to Mastema, and that they work towards their own means. We also found that Uriel remarked that things got very bad for his entity, that they hit a rock bottom, almost blinking out of existence due to it, apparently due to how little interaction that they did receive or have received, and that they went into a enforced isolation of a negative sort, and they got resentment within themselves for that. And also that their isolation hardened them, hardened their sort of shell. So the backstory of Mastema isn't necessarily it's definitely a sad one. It's definitely not the most happy-go-lucky backstory. But this sort of dark past has served for Mastema to go ahead and be like, hey, look, I want to turn over a new leaf. I want to go ahead and not do these negative sorts of things. I want to go ahead and help others, who are wanting to do so with me in a respectful, tolerant, understanding sort of manner, and a civil sort of manner. So, Uriel, in continuing to relay their perspective towards us about Mastema, they have some wariness about working with Mastema based on the previous history and the fact that they're a fallen angel. But we asked all in all, is it okay to work with Mastema according to Uriel? And we found yes, that it is okay to go ahead and work with them. And the particular card drawn for this was the Fool, indicating new beginnings, that they've served their prison sentence, essentially. They've gone ahead and done their time. They've felt the pain of being isolated. And they have gone ahead and, suffered enough. And we did a confirmation draw for that as well, to make sure that was the particular message. So, with all that having been said, Mastema is a fallen angel looking for redemption. Maybe not necessarily in the sense of looking towards Yahweh or the Demiurge, Yaldabaoth, whatever your perspective may be of, the chief god of the different Abrahamic religions, but more so redemption for themselves and their interactions they've had with people or different entities previously to become a better entity, or, based on how I approach different entities, a better person. So yes, that right there is pretty much the story of and what Mastema, along with Uriel, wish to convey about Mastema themselves. I will also go ahead and note that when it comes to what sort of color was seen or witnessed when going ahead and interacting with Mastema, or when Mastema presented themselves, it was very much a dirty yellow, kind of like a brownish yellow, and that, yeah, very dirty yellow. So I will go ahead and provide a color code, and link to Encyclopedia in the description for you to go ahead and see, what that looks like, so you can visualize that for yourselves when calling upon Mastema, if you so choose to. But with all that said, this is Twisted with Open Sorcery. Stay frosty, Neguses. Until next time.